David Goggins says you need to callous your mind, to toughen it until nothing can break you. But here's the truth nobody talks about. If you copy Goggins 100%, you won't become unbreakable. You'll burn out. In this video, I'll show you the hidden trap inside this philosophy and the way to escape it. You've probably heard the name David Goggins. He's the Navy SEAL who pushed past asthma, obesity, and childhood trauma to become one of the toughest men alive. He ran ultra-marathons that broke his body, set a pull-up world record with hands bleeding, and built a reputation as the man who simply does not quit. And his philosophy? It's summed up in one phrase: callous your mind. Just like your hands get calluses when you lift weights, he believes your brain needs the same treatment. Expose it to discomfort, to pain, to stress, over and over again, until it becomes numb. Until your mind stops complaining, stops seeking comfort, and just does what needs to be done. For millions of people searching for David Goggins' motivation or watching his clips on YouTube, this message hits like a lightning bolt. Why? Because it cuts straight through the excuses. It says, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop hoping for comfort. Do the hard thing now. And it's powerful. We live in a world where comfort is everywhere. Food delivered in minutes, Netflix auto-playing the next episode, air conditioning humming in the background. For a generation drowning in convenience, hearing someone like Goggins scream, "Stay hard," feels like a slap to the face. And sometimes that slap is exactly what we need. But here's the thing. That philosophy, if you copy it literally, doesn't work for everyone. Because the truth is, most people don't just need more pain. They need something else. Something Goggins himself may not fully explain. And that's what we're about to uncover. Now here's where the problem begins. Just tough it out. It sounds simple. It sounds raw, and on paper it works, but for most people it doesn't. Here's why. Our brains aren't machines. They're fragile chemical factories, fueled by dopamine, cortisol, serotonin. When you slam yourself into pain every single day, without any release, without any sense of reward, you don't become unbreakable. You just become exhausted. Think about the 90-day gym challenge. You've seen it. Maybe you've lived it. A guy wakes up on January 1st, fired up by a New Year's resolution. He hits the gym day after day, sweating, grinding, forcing himself to be like Goggins. For a few weeks, he pushes through. But by February, he's sore, tired, and mentally drained. By March, he's gone. Another ghost of motivation. Why does that happen? Because sheer willpower burns out. Psychologists call it ego depletion, the idea that your willpower is like a muscle. And here's the brutal truth. Pain without meaning is not growth. It's destruction. Even David Goggins, the man himself, doesn't survive on pain alone. What most people don't realize is that Goggins loves the suffering. He finds purpose in it. When he talks about taking souls in a race, pushing harder when everyone else is quitting, that's not just pain. That's meaning. That's a reward loop. But when the average person tries to copy-paste his mindset, they miss that hidden layer. They think it's about grinding until you collapse. They think it's about hating comfort so much that you bleed your way to greatness. And let me tell you, that's a fast track to burnout. Your brain isn't designed to live in constant fight mode. Cortisol spikes, dopamine crashes, your body starts to rebel. Suddenly, you're not building mental calluses anymore. You're just digging holes in your spirit. I've seen it in entrepreneurs, in athletes, in regular people who tried to be hard 24/7. They don't just fail, they fail harder. Because the story in their head becomes, I tried and I couldn't hack it. Maybe I'm just weak. And that belief, that's more dangerous than the comfort zone. Because now you're not just tired, you're convinced that toughness belongs to other people, to superhumans like Goggins, not to you. And that's the lie. Visual doodle, stickman battery icon, starts at 100%, drains, overheats, then cracks. Meanwhile, another stickman uses energy wisely, glowing steady. So let me say this clearly. If you're watching this and you've ever quit something because you thought, I just don't have Goggins' toughness, it's not weakness. It's biology, it's psychology, and it's fixable. Because the real key isn't just grinding, it's grinding with purpose, discomfort with direction, pain with a payoff. And that's the hidden truth I'll break down next. So let me finally share it with you. The part about toughness most people never see. The truth is, discomfort on its own doesn't make you stronger. It just wears you down. You can push, grind, bleed, but if the pain doesn't mean anything to you, it's just emptiness. And even Goggins knows this. He doesn't run 100 miles just for the pain. He creates a story inside the suffering. When he talks about taking souls, he's not celebrating misery. He's celebrating proof that he can outlast, outfight, outbelieve anyone else on that course. That's his hidden reward. But you and I, we don't have to copy his extremes. We can build our own version. And here's how, through what I call a sustainable reward loop. 3 shifts, small but powerful. The first, pick one small discomfort you can face every single day. Not a 100-mile race, not a Navy SEAL hell week. Just one thing, cold showers, one extra push-up, saying no when you usually say yes. Tiny struggles that slowly teach your mind, I can do hard things. The second, track it, write it down, mark it off on a calendar, count your streak. Don't underestimate this. Your brain needs proof that the pain is building something. Every check mark is a little surge of dopamine, a reminder that this isn't pointless suffering. It's progress you can see. And the third, reframe the pain. Stop calling it punishment, start calling it fuel. That ache in your legs after a run, proof you're alive. That resistance before the cold shower, proof you're rewiring. Neuroscience shows us that the meaning you attach changes how your body processes stress. When you see pain as growth, your brain actually shifts. Cortisol drops, dopamine rises. The same pain becomes power. Now imagine this loop. You face discomfort, you track it, you reframe it. Over time, that loop rewires you. You're not just grinding anymore, you're growing. That's what callusing the mind really means. Not destruction, not burnout, but transformation. And when you learn to build that loop, you stop fearing the hard things, you start looking for them, because you finally know the pain has a payoff. So here's where we land. David Goggins isn't wrong. Comfort does kill dreams, and yes, sometimes you do have to suffer. You have to put yourself in places that scare you, places that stretch you, places that demand more than you thought you had. But here's the hidden truth. Pain alone won't save you. It has to mean something. That's the difference between breaking yourself down and building yourself up. When you choose one discomfort each day, when you track it, when you reframe it as fuel, that's when toughness becomes a habit. That's when pain becomes power. And you don't have to run 100 miles. You don't have to scream, stay hard at the top of your lungs. All you need is that loop, small discomfort, progress you can see, meaning you can believe in. And if you do that, something shifts inside you. Suddenly, the things that used to terrify you become the things that transform you. So here's my challenge to you, the person listening right now. Pick one small discomfort. Just one. Maybe it's a cold shower tomorrow morning. Maybe it's one more rep when your arms already burn. Maybe it's having a hard conversation you've been avoiding. Write it in the comments below, make it real, and then live it. Because this is how you callous your mind, not by destroying yourself, but by teaching your brain, day after day, that pain has a purpose. If this spoke to you, if you felt that spark in your chest, then stay with me. Because this channel isn't about quick motivation clips that fade. It's about building a mindset you can live with, one that carries you through storms, setbacks, and victories. Subscribe if you want more of that. Share this if you know someone who's fighting their own battles. And most of all, remember this. Toughness isn't reserved for a chosen few. It's inside you already. It just needs to be trained, calloused, and given meaning. So, what's your discomfort for this week?